Good day, my mighty baboon. We are back in our Grim Dawn walkthrough, and today it is time to explore a new area, the Blood Grove. Be sure to pack some chaos resistance for this episode, because this area is going to be filled with Knonian creatures. However, before we enter the Blood Grove, we will need to go through the Fallow Fields, and I am going to rush this area because there is absolutely nothing of interest here. You know, we are going to meet some Knonians there and there, but there will be no stash, no dungeons, no nothing. One thing that I do recommend in the Fallow Fields and also in the Blood Grove is that every time that you meet these blood swans, try to kill them all, because they have a chance to drop a very important material, the Seal of Binding. We will need one of them to unlock a shrine later, and also 3 of them to complete a quest. And the drop rate of these seals is quite low, so it is sometimes a pain to farm them. So the sooner we start to farm them, the sooner we get them, the better. I am in a good mood today. Let's continue to stroll around and smelt our enemies. So at the end of Fallow Fields, we are going to enter the Sorrow's Bastion, and this is where we are going to meet the Order of the Death's Vigil, or the Kimon's Chosen, depending on what you have chosen. So on the right it's going to be Kimon's Chosen's, and on the left we are going to find the Order. It's going to be just here. And here we can complete the Seeking the Order quest.
May the specter of death guard your path.
I had no idea the Black Legion worked with our kind. Come, there is much to be done. If you are to fight alongside the Order of Death's Vigil, then first you must prove yourself to us. Show us that you do not fear death, and we will show you its secrets. One of our most prominent members, Malkadarr, second only to the Keeper, was recently slain by a Knonian ambush. His remains are now in the possession of the cultists, somewhere out in the Blood Grove. We cannot lose a mind like Malkadarr. The Keeper has called for the rite of resurrection to be performed on the revered necromancer. It falls to you, my aspiring initiate, to venture into the Blood Grove and recover Malkadarr's remain. Sounds simple enough, right? And we are going to try to find his remain just later. Before we leave, let me show you, this is the faction shop. They have some good components here, but most of them can also be bought at other places. Black Tallow is a good one. And in general, the things that are going to sell you are cold or vitality damage related. So if you are doing a vitality build like me, you can find some good items here. Alright, so let's go back out, and then let's enter the Blood Grove. So to enter the Blood Grove, we just need to turn north here. And in this area, it's going to look like the Fallow Fields. It's going to be mainly Knonian's creatures and Bloodsworn. We're also going to encounter people from the 2 factions. So obviously, depending on what you have chosen, the Order of Death's Vigil are going to help us or be against you. And same thing with the Kimon's Chosen. So you see here are some Kimon's Chosen. They are going to attack you. And in the Blood Grove, we'll have a lot of things to do. We want to do the A Final Salute quest, also the Worthy of the Order quest. There will also be a shrine that we want to find. First, let's go here and let's talk to Nathaniel. Stay back, we've got ourselves a Taken to burn. What's going on here? We caught this Taken trying to cast some ethereal magic. Was probably planning on corrupting the whole area with her wicked ether fire. So we tied her up and figured we'd give her a little fire of our own. Only sure way to be rid of these stains. So here we have different choices. We can either save her, or we can let them burn her. Whatever you choose, you get the same amount of experience, however you will get a different item. Here to gloat over Nathaniel's prize. Want to look me in the eye before you light the torch? I suppose it's a waste of breath to tell you that I am not a Taken. So here again you can choose what you want to do with her. Here in my playthrough I'm going to choose to save her. These farmers wouldn't know a Taken if it walked in on them fornicating with a goat. Look. I may have dabbled in the arcane here and there, maybe cursed a few mongrel for getting too touchy, but I am not some ethereal puppet. How do I know you're telling the truth? Perhaps because you, of all people, should know better than to accuse people of being taken. And here the first 2 choices means that you will side with her, you will need to kill Nathaniel anyway, and with the last choice you will side with them. So let's attack them directly. They are not dangerous at all, they are really easy to kill. And then we save her. I had to admit, for a while there I thought I was good as dead. Thank you for my freedom. How did Nathaniel get the best of you? They must have seen me working the cauldron, saw some ether glow, and jumped to their own crazy conclusions. They were on me before I could cast a single spell. I may have access to powers beyond most men, but I am no ethereal. Here, take this. It's a paltry gift, but the least I could offer my savior. I will not forget this kindness. So we get the witch effigy. It's not a good item. And if you choose to burn her, what happens is that they are going to give you a sword instead of the effigy. The sword I think is also not very good. If I remember correctly, it's dealing some elemental damage, but I don't remember ever using it. Another small consequence of this quest is that if you choose to save her, you will meet her again later in the game. Alright, so while we are here, as you can see on the map, we have this Black Legion insignia that we are going to find through the Blood Grove. So let's grab them. And now we are going to move northeast, and I want to find a small area of the Blood Grove called the Morton's Claim. And in there we are going to fight with the boss. Should be around here. Let's turn right. And here it is. We'll have a few spiders here, but I'm looking for somebody. Here it is. Hello there, stranger. You don't have the look of a cultist about you. What brings such a well-armed adventurer way out here into the middle of nowhere? My business is my own. What are you doing out here? I do admit, an unarmed woman, stranded on her own out in cult-infested lands must be a strange sight. I was out here working on a book when the Grim Dawn struck. Stranded between the wilderness and bloodthirsty cultists, I managed to survive by hiding out. You truly are a godsend, stranger. We will need some dynamite in order to clear the way. Don't suppose you have any? If not, perhaps one of the mine may have some. Or perhaps the nearby quarry. If you bring me some, we can clear the rocks and I can retrieve my belongings. So I have some dynamite on me, so let's help her. You've returned. Do you have the dynamite? Splendid. Stand back now. Don't want to get caught in the blast. Even in these trying times, you have found it in your heart to help a complete stranger. It is commendable. Please follow me inside. So let's do as she say. Let's follow her inside. Maybe she will offer us a cup of coffee. The bone pit doesn't look like a too much hospitable place. I must apologize for the ruse, but alas, I cannot travel very far away from my tomb. You may die knowing that I will savor you as I drain the life from your breath. Deceitful wretch. I have haunted this forest for centuries, sapping unsuspecting fools such as yourself of their precious vitality. My cave has been sealed off time and again, but somehow it's always uncovered again thanks to naive dupes like yourself. What hope do you have against me? Only one way to find out. So the Wraith of Sorrow is going to deal a mix of vitality and cold damage, and she has some vitality resistance, but we should be able to deal with her. As always, when enemies leave these circles on the ground, you do not want to stay in them, and we already got her. We got some experience and let's see what she left for us. Only one green? What a stingy person. Not even a good one. Anyway, we'll also level up. I can't wait to get the Guardian of Empyreans, so I'm going to mainly push the Oppressor Mastery Bar, and we add 1 point into Siphon Soul. I also want to add 1 point into Physique. And let's get out of here. So now, our next target into the Blood Grove is going to find the shrine, and along the way we will keep an eye open because we want to find more Black Legion insignias, and we also want to find Malkadarr's remains and some Seal of Bindings. So we are going to do a big loop, starting from the north, and then we are going to turn west. While we are here, you know what? I think I'm going to look for the Blood Grove Rift Gate too. It's going to be around here. At some point there will be a bridge over this river. We are going to cross it, and on the other side of the bridge there is going to be the Rift Gate. We can already see it on the minimap. Here it is. Let's unlock it, and let's turn around. As you can see, west is going where we continue our adventure to the village of Darkvale and Fort Icon, and east is going to be a place that we are going to visit for a quest for the Order of the Death Vigil. But let's go back. I really want to find at least one Seal of Binding at that point, because we will need that to restore the Blood Grove Shrine. And as we go into the Blood Grove, we'll also try to find Bolvar. He's the eunuch boss of the Blood Grove, and we do not have to kill him. It's an optional boss, but I want to show it to you. And also for our build, he has a very good item for us. Oh, and we are lucky he's here. He's going to mainly deal chaos, fire, and vitality damage. As a principle, for this area and the 2 or 3 areas we are going to visit later, you do want a lot of chaos resistance. He can be a little difficult if you have a fire build, because he has a lot of fire resistance, but as you can see, we don't have too much trouble to kill him. And here's what I was looking for. Not only are we getting +1 for all the Oathkeeper skills, but we also get modifiers for 2 skills that we are using, more damage for Siphon Souls, and some vitality debuff for the Guardian of Empyrean. So all in all, it has great synergies for our build. That's not very good for us. And I don't care about one-handed weapon at that point. It is so good that I may not wait to go back in town. I may equip it right now. And you know what? The component that we are using right now on our amulet, that gives us more ether resistance. Now that the conflagration is behind us, I do not really care about it. So let's equip the amulet. Alright, let's continue. Oops, I nearly forgot there is a Black Legion insignia here. Let's grab it, and let's continue our journey west. We are close to the shrine, the only issue is that we do not have a seal yet. Hopefully we get one from one of these Bloodsworn. And we meet Malkadarr, the Defender. Well, that was quick, and he didn't leave us anything. Let's grab another insignia here. Nathaniel the Houndcaller. As you can guess from the name, it's going to be a summoner. And finally we get the Seal of Binding. Great. Let's also grab the blueprint. And let's go. Something that I forgot to mention is that we are also in the lookout for the captured farmers in the Bloodgrove. And they are just here, alongside the Malkadarr remain. So that's good. We will be able to finish the Worthy of the Other quest and the Blood Harvest quest. I don't know who you are, but I don't much care. You are not a cultist. At least you don't look like one. Please, get us out of here. I can get you all back to Homestead via Riftgate. At this point, I'd settle for anything, just get us home. So to get the reward for this quest, we are going to get back to Homestead later. But before that, we still have a few insignia to grab. And there's also another thing that I want to show you in the Bloodgrove, is that there is a portal to one area called the Ashen Waste. It can pop up at different places into the Bloodgrove, and I will try to find it to show you. Now that we have a Seal of Binding, let's restore the shrine, and great, we get a blueprint. This relic can be used by every build, and it can be a good one for hardcore. It's just going to boost your survivability. And now it is time to greatly boost our damage. This star is amazing for us. We get % damage increase in vitality, and we get also flat damage for vitality decay. That is really good. While we are here, let's also do this totem. Riddle Aldos, Vampiric. And Kelfat Idoth, Electrified. Not a big challenge for us. And if I remember correctly, the Mark of Anguish Lies is a dupe for us, and so is the Vilescorn Bracers. Oh well, you cannot always get lucky, right? Would not care about shield. That's not a good robe. I don't like this waist guard at all. Not enough resistance for this helm. So as I said, I think we already have these 2 epics. No, that is less good than the one we have. This one is also less good. 36% chaos resistance is going to be hard to beat anyway. We get the last insignia, and we are going to get the reward later. As I said earlier, there is one last thing I want to show you, and it's the Ashen Waste. So let's stroll around, let's jog a little, and let's keep an eye open and try to find it. At the same time, I will be looking to farm more Seal of Bindings, because very soon we'll need to have 3 more for another quest. Where is it going to be? There is all the west part of the Bloodgrove that we have not explored yet. All the roads are blocked, so how do I go west? Is the passage up north? Let's have a look. Here it's blocked too. Here we go. Here's the passage. And finally, here's the Ashen Waste. As I said earlier, it can spawn at many different places in the Blood Grove. And be careful when you go inside, because once you're inside, you cannot use a Rift Gate anymore. You can see the option is disabled. And so to get out of here, you need to find the exit in the waste. So the monsters here are going to be ignited. That's the mutator for this zone. And I don't think it's going to be a big change for us. They have -6 in cold resistance and +6 in fire resistance, but we do not deal this kind of damage anyway. And they are going to deal some more fire damage. But I think we already have 80% of fire resistance, so it's not going to be a big issue for us. Same thing with the Blood Grove, you will want to have a lot of chaos resistance here, because most of the enemies in here are going to do chaos damage. So this area is completely optional at the moment, you absolutely do not have to go in here. The Ashen Waste is going to be linked to a quest that we are going to unlock later, but it's not available at that point. So here I'm looking for two things. First of all, I want to find the exit to get out of here, but also there is going to be Ragnadarr, a unique boss in this area. So let's explore. Ragnadarr should be around the center of the area. Who are you? Neithil, the Bruiser. Okay. Oh, we can see on the left already there is the exit here. If we go there, it will bring us back to the Blood Grove. But before that, I want to find the boss of this area. So let's have a look at the map. He should be northeast. Where are you, Ragnadarr? Oh, here you are. Ragnadarr the Great Maw. He deals chaos and fire damage. And as you can see, he has a lot of HP. It's going to take some time for us to kill him, but we should be fine. And this is why I really wanted to keep the Anchorite helmet. With its 36% of chaos resistance, it's really helping us here. Our health bar was barely dipping. So what do we got? The Shoulder Guard of Perdition could be an option for us. It's going to be more acid focused than vitality, but we do deal some acid damage, and if we find several items of this set, it could be a good alternative. Anyway, we found the exit southwest, so let's take it. And I think at that point we did all that we had to do in the Blood Grove, so I'm going to go back to Homestead, and we are going to get all the rewards. You know what, let's go back first to the Sorrow's Bastion. That way we can first get the reward for the Worthy of the Order quest. Have you done as I asked? Initiate. Yes, I have the remains. You have entered the pit of despair and emerged unscathed. Impressive. Perhaps you truly are worthy of the order. Should you be interested, the next task is both an opportunity to strike out at the Legion's enemies and to aid our cause. The cult of Cairn is experienced in summoning rituals, something we can use at our advantage. The cult use chtonic seals of binding to maintain the rift into the void. Many of their more powerful members carry these on their person at all times. Should the cult be denied these seals, then their rituals will destabilize, denying them valuable reinforcements. Their loss is our gain. Bring me the seals. So that is what I was talking about. We will need to farm 3 seals to finish this quest. And we do not have them yet, but that's okay, because the next areas, the mill and the village of Darkvale, both have Bloodsworn enemies, so we will get more opportunities to farm these seals. So now, let's go back to Homestead. And let's first get the reward for a final salute. Any luck recovering those insignias? Yes, here they are. Thank you. It may seem like a small gesture to you, but you've helped honor the Legion's fallen, and we do not forget that. Please, take these iron bits as compensation. So we get some more reputation, and also some money. I'm not going to spit on that. Money is always good on the first playthrough. You never have enough of it because of those blueprints you need to buy.
I am told that Lysandra and a couple others have returned safely from captivity. All thanks to you. We thought they were as good as dead after they disappeared in the Blood Grove. I could not agree more. We've been cut off from Fort Icon long enough. When the Legion was forced to abandon the capital, we made Fort Icon our new base of operations. It It's an old fortress to the far north, once used to protect the trade routes leading through the Cairn mountains. However, when we began marching south, we encountered immediate opposition from both the cult and the Ethereals. Many of our men were killed, pincered between two opposing armies, and we were forced to retreat towards Homestead. The Ethereals now control the area known as the Conflagration, but the cult of Chthon has taken residence within the Dark Veil Gate, effectively cutting us off from our forces to the north. With the cult's front lines battered and their sacrifices freed, I believe it is now time to advance on their main position. Cairn, the sigil of Chthon, the name has come up several times, including a recent bloody interrogation. We have no idea if he is the head of the entire cult, or if he is merely a pawn in someone else's game, but one thing is for certain. He is at the Dark Veil Gate. I need you to infiltrate the fortress and take out their leader. Lay waste to the cult's followers. Let nothing stop you from reclaiming our bastion.
Okay, so we get a new quest, Reaping What You Sow, and we will need to kill Karos, and we will find him in the Dark Veil Gate, a place that we're going to explore a little later. Something that I forgot to explain is each faction has a bounty table. So for example, there is a Homestead one here, and as soon as you are friendly with the faction, you can use the table, and what that lets you to do is to take some small side quests. Usually it's going to be slay one enemy or craft some items, and in exchange you can get some reputation for that faction. I would say in general, even for a first playthrough, it's not really useful, so I'm not going to bother with it. And especially on the second or third playthrough, usually at that point you will have access to mandate. So mandate are one-use items that you can share between characters. They cost a lot, but they are going to speed up the rate at which you earn reputation points. So usually when you get access to mandates on a second or third character, bounties really become useless. So let's sell all of our items. I'm going to sell that one, does not have enough resistance. And these shoulder guards, I'm going to keep it, but the more I look at it, I don't think we're going to use it. Okay. Let's learn the blueprints. And now let's see if we can improve our equipments. So these are more armor and more resistance, really a lot of pierce resistance. Okay, this one is better, but do I want to trade the chaos resistance? We're just at 14 now. Let's have a look at the other items first. These Sabatons again have pierce resistance, and we already have way too much pierce resistance. The Herald's jacket again have pierce. But I think I don't have any other solution at the moment. I will need to keep the Anchorite's headguard. I really need this chaos resistance at the moment. I'm still going to equip these boots. That way we'll have some more elemental resistance, and we're going to cap the pierce resistance. And although it will bring us more armor, I don't think I'm going to equip this jacket at the moment. But this hauberk, I might use it. We will get more armor and some bleeding resistance, and I really need some. So yeah, let's do it. At that point I will need to be very careful if we encounter ether enemies, but the next few areas should not have any of them, so we should be fine. So now we just need to put back our components, so I will need to go back to Devil's Crossing. Let's first put back an armor plate. I have a few of them. I also already have a Mark of the Traveler for the boots. And now let's go speak to Dalet. I want to get back our scaled hide. Where is it? Oh yes, of course, it was on the shoulders. Very important item, the scaled hide, to get enough armor absorption. And we also had the component in the amulet, the ether soul, that I want to get back. And that's going to help with our ether resistance. 6%, that's really low. And at least with that, we are going to get back to around 20%.
Bring me back something interesting.
I mean, it's not high, but it's going to be enough for the next few areas. Alright, so overall, we start to have good resistances. At that point of the game, we need to be careful about any damage that is below 50% of resistance. So here in our case, we need to be careful about ether and blood enemies, but for the rest, we should be fine. And with that, my friends, that's going to be it for today. In the next episode, we are going to continue our journey and we are going to visit the village of Darkvale. I hope that you liked the video. If you did, don't forget to add a like and subscribe to the channel, and see ya!